It's the finger guns for me. I was like, how do you not have a fan yet? But it's fine.
I know, that's insane.
You're right. It is very hot here in Texas. I should be walking around with a fan everywhere.
Literally. I mean, I don't need it. However, it just feels right. Oh, this old thing. As a little podcast we have. Anyways. Welcome to the CUP, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am Brandon, your professional fangirl of Monster Dragon video games, as always drinking water out of my Stanley, and yes, I'm still enjoying my lead, but if I were to enjoy anything else, it'd be out of my cup mug. And you can get your cup mug at thonagcreations.etsy.com. That link into the description below, and also in the QR code where Jonathan is. And we thank you.
Well, hey y'all, this is Jonathan from Dallas, the fellow with a resting gym face and a hint of Texas taste. I am so bummed out that I missed out last week, but I am back here now because I've got some opinions, and I'm not afraid to share them.
Period.
And I'm RuPert, and I have no entrance line. I'm just drinking water. I'm just drinking water as well. And this old thing.
This old thing. You're the winner of this week's challenge.
Just kidding.
Oh, and speaking of which, I don't think I've ever shared this, but I did receive some repeater badges.
Oh, that's cute.
Mm-hmm.
She won 4 challenges.
Mm-hmm. I didn't win any, but mostly, if you look closely, this was from last season of UK versus the World. So.
Yeah, I've got it as well.
Period.
Well, I unfortunately have not beat Arena in a lip sync yet, so I don't have a badge from last season.
Oh.
Just need a microphone and sunglasses, and anything is possible.
Period. What an episode! What an episode!
Indeed.
I mean, I will say, like, it's so sad that we're already like over the halfway point. I'm just like, is it about to end already? And I'm like, no.
We've got 2 episodes left.
I know. I mean, I've been loving the season. Like, I really have. I mean, questionable judging, but I still enjoyed this cast. Again, I didn't know what to expect, but yeah. All right. But before we dive into this episode, please make sure to like and subscribe, because we are here almost all the time here to give you almost all things drag. Season 18, we're over halfway with them. That's what I believe. I'm just like, oh damn. So we're already the competition's starting to heat up. And then we also have our coverage of UK versus the World as well. And also look over here. And then also, oh my God, TV is popping off right now. Traders just ended. House of Villains just started. And not to share this as well, but I have my Survivor 50 buff. So
he's got a reveal.
I do have a reveal. So too bad I wasn't medevaced. If you know, you know. But yeah. And please make sure to also follow us on our socials. Follow us if you'd like as well. And also we also have was it TikTok, Twitter, Blue Sky, whatever have you. It's been a minute since I've done this, so yeah.
You're doing great.
Yeah, I'm doing great, sweetie. So we come back to the workroom. So then it's gone.
And everyone's sad.
Everyone's
sad. I felt like it was her time. Loved her.
Yeah,
she did amazing while she was in the competition. Definitely saw a glow up from her original season. She made great TV, great moments, heart of the cast. But I think it was definitely her time to go.
No, yeah, I agree. Like, it was her time. Sadly, again, she never did horribly. Like,
no.
But at the time of the competition, at that point, it was like, yeah. But I was sad. But also, since you two weren't here last week, I need to know the thoughts on the lip sync song last week.
RuPert, you go first.
10 out of 10. I love the fact that we're entering RuPaul's Drag Race, like the memes of RuPaul's Drag Race, Uranus versus the World, season 76. And we're listening to insane songs. Honestly, tip the gay intern who chose these lip sync songs, because we'll get into it later. But I find it absolutely camp that we've had Axel F by Crazy Frog as a lip sync, and then the very next week we have Rasputin by Boney M, which we'll get to, which is just kind of insane to me.
Look, I don't mind the lip sync. I thought the lip sync was entertaining enough. My biggest issue from last episode, though, was the judging. But we'll keep it at that.
Period.
Mhm.
No, like I talked about it last week, but I will touch up on this. But like when it comes to these type of songs, like I can definitely like see these songs happen at a local gig, and I'm actually
Mhm.
kind of like on the side of like, okay, yes, this may be unhinged, but at the same time, like they did kind of give us entertainment in a way. So
Yeah.
I mean, again,
Yeah, like
we had Phenomena,
yeah, like
for one. And then to me, to this, like, even though it's a very good song, like the fact that we had from
Bloody
UK versus the World 1, I always refer to as the Six Flags theme.
Okay, yeah. Well, now that you said it's a Six Flags theme, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. So it's like
Vengabus?
yeah, Vengabus.
Yes,
Mhm.
that's
Okay.
the one.
I always refer to that as the Six Flags theme as always. So like,
The Vanguard boys are coming. Yeah, that one.
And to be honest, like that's when I felt the Unhinged started, even though that was an amazing lip sync.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that like the song choice, I was like, I would have never thought I would hear those type of lip sync songs, but at the same time, like it makes sense. But like Crazy Frog, I was like, what the fuck?
I'm just glad, honestly, that Serena was one of the lip syncers for that particular song. I think it would be a disservice to the fans if she was not one of those girls for that lip sync.
Correct. I mean,
I just
her
feel-
makeup is perfect. So
I just feel like the most important thing is if they do crazy lip syncs, the queens have got to give it their all. And like you can't you can half-ass some lip syncs, but you can't half-ass an insane lip sync song. You're
yeah.
given this opportunity to go absolutely bonkers on stage to this song. Like you have to take it.
Lay it all out
And both
now.
of
Lay
those
it all
queens.
out now.
Exactly.
Lay it all out. So yeah, Serena's gone, sad. And Fontana's in her feels, like, and rightfully
Yeah.
so.
She's very upset because she was in the bottom 3 twice, and both times didn't get saved by the Chippy Tea, which you would be a bit upset about, with the fact that there are 3 queens. And I do understand saving Zahira last week, considering that she'd only been safe and this was her first time in the bottom 3. It did make sense, but that first time, the fact that out of the 3 queens she was the only one who had a win, compared to Minty and Serena, but who both had been doing okay, I just found it a bit wild that she. And here's the thing, I understand her feelings. It's just that in a moment of vulnerability, you don't want to try and take it out on other people, which we definitely saw with her comment that she made about some queens not saying that they wanted to be in the final.
And everyone's like, say their name. Say their name.
I totally understand Fontana's reasoning and her feelings. I get it, where she does feel like, I thought we were all friends. I thought we were all sisters, and I've been doing fantastic these first few episodes. I should be the one being saved. But at the same time, she should look at it as, I'm not being saved, not because they don't like me, but because they think I'm big competition. That she should have taken that as a positive, that they're not saving her. That's what I would have done. But I understand, again, in that moment when you were lip syncing for your life, yeah, you're definitely in your feels. So everything to you, every thought that comes into your mind would most likely be negative.
And then there was the whole thing with like, all right, who is it? And then Naomi admits it. which I'm like, ooh, okay.
Nahyra was also, when Fontana was like, someone here said it, but Fontana wasn't saying the names. Even Naomi herself and Nahyra were like, what? Who is it? Y'all know who it was. Come, don't pretend like you don't know.
But also, this is a thing that happened behind camera. This wasn't shown on camera, and it's kind of a bit dirty. I want to say that Fontana is bringing it up on camera. I mean, she's trying to find a way to combat her feelings and saying that she deserves to be here, even though she's lip synced two times and hasn't gotten the chippy tea. So she's trying to find a way to justify it, but just saying that
everything, grasping at anything, is what it looks like.
Yeah. But yeah, like that was like really the biggest thing coming out of the elimination, because I was just like, yeah, Fontana in her feels. Naomi gets called out in a way, even though, and also admits it. So I mean, that was like in a positive way to like say, yeah, like I said that, but the fact that it was in fact off camera seems a little off-putting. Like I understand like where she's coming from, at the same time it's like, oh Lord.
Yeah. At the same time too, if I said that like Naomi did, that, you know, oh, I don't want to be here right after a particular challenge, yeah, my mind's gonna change the next day. It's not a big deal. Sure, I was feeling that at that moment, but that doesn't mean I don't want to be here. It's just that's how I was feeling at that moment.
Yeah, I mean, mindsets can change in the heat of competition, especially like again how much of Drag Race is a pressure cooker. So, all right, so we get into
they're filming episodes in like 2 days' time, and filming for like just over 12 hours a day.
Yeah,
so it is intense on Drag Race.
All right, so the next day,
also we just have Gordland like peeling off her Grand High Witch makeup and just being insane with her mask as like the tense music plays right before the intro.
And then that mask at the very end before it goes to the title screen.
Just like the closed eyes Gordland face, just like this. It's just really funny.
I need that as a screenshot. Oh, throwback. I don't know if y'all remember from 3 years ago when I screenshotted the Mistress puppets.
And also Lux wearing, I think it's the Kelly wig.
The Kelly bob. Yep, the Kelly
bob. And her wearing it as she confronted Lucy the next episode, and then also wore it with one of her runway looks as well.
Yep. So yeah, so that mask is like, I need that as a screenshot. But anyways, we come in the next day. Oh, this old thing. And then Kate yelling at Fontana, I want to be here.
Or like, I want to be in the final.
I want to be in the final.
Which I love. And then you have Naomi apologizing to Fontana for saying that, and then saying that she does want to be here and that her attitude did change, and she was just saying in the Girl Group episode, which an episode she wasn't confident in, which is completely fair. And we love drag queens realizing their mistakes and apologizing the next day.
Exactly.
I don't know what it is all season, but I feel like they've been picking on Naomi. I feel like a lot of queens are always picking on Naomi. I don't know what it is. I feel bad for Naomi, but she's always been able to fight for herself, which is great. But I just feel like, especially when Sminty was still there, I feel like Sminty was always picking on Naomi, and now it's Zahara. But
yeah,
Montana.
Yeah, picking on Naomi out, and then also at the point with Fontana, like still kind of not over it in a way, even though like Naomi wants like Bridget. So but yeah. And so Ru walks in. No mini challenge, even though we had the privilege of having one last week.
I feel like this would have been the perfect time to have like a random ass mini challenge, and then they get to choose the partners.
I know.
Because the fact that Ru immediately chose the partners based on here's the thing, it was either a production setup or it was just like the way that they were standing in the line.
Yep.
But like occasionally production puts them in the line.
Mhm.
I thought
From
that,
what I've
but
heard.
if it was production, I would have thought that they would just put Fontana with Naomi.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you
Or
kind of saw where they were standing. I was just like, oh, was this intended, or was it just like where they
Or I-
wanted to stand, basically?
Or I think they want to keep Fontana around, and so putting her with someone who they know would do well would like give her an extra boost heading into the semi-final. And then having two queens that they probably aren't the biggest fans of, putting them both together in a challenge that they're not really that strong in is like surefire way of like, here's the door.
Exactly.
Mm.
I would be so happy if I was partnered up with Kate.
Yes.
That would be my number one choice.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
And like, here's the thing: if everyone wanted to pick their partners, it would be the other 5 queens fighting over who gets to be with Kate, and it would probably just Kate sitting back like,
be like smiling backstage, be like, I'm here.
or just like making some reference to like school sports, being like, I was picked last, but now everyone wants me.
I can totally see that in her confessional.
I can definitely see that. All right, so this week's Maxi challenge is the Fringe Festival comedy duos, which was the twist. So when I first saw the I guess like title of the episode, I was like, Fringe Festival. I didn't know what that meant, because at first I thought it was another design challenge because Fringe.
So did I.
But I actually didn't know that Fringe Festival was actually like a comedy festival. So
yeah, the Edinburgh Fringe happens every summer, and it's a load of comedians and performers who create their own plays or their own shows, and they happen like really, really consistently all across Edinburgh, and it's big thing. There's loads of awards. Kate, Butch, Ginger Johnson, they've also been there before. Kate went with her original show Wuthering Shite, and I know Ginger Johnson was also there. There's also a load of queens who've just done it before. And so like doing this and making it a comedy duo challenge makes sense, because you're eventually going to run out of random ideas of like, how can we theme this?
Okay. All right, but I mean, it was cute. The duos were Kate, Butch, and Fontana, Gotham and Mariah, and Zahira and Naomi. And they find out that their guest mentor of the week was Jade Adams. Again, I'm not familiar with her, but when I found out, like when they talked about the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, that she's done it 8 times, and she got Newcomer of the Year, which I was like, oh, work, which I love. So as they're getting ready, you were saying.
And Mariah, as winner of the last week, she gets to choose the order and decide which way the 3 teams.
Thank you. Yes, thank you for letting me know about that, because like I wanted to get straight into the like when they were getting ready, because when they were getting ready, this was interesting. Not a lot going on, but they were plotting basically. Because there was a lot of like because obviously Kate is very familiar with like all the comedy sides of it, and she feels very like she's like in her wheelhouse. And then and Gotham was so happy that she was with Mariah. I was like, oh, this is too precious.
Yeah, and I love the fact that they went with almost a storyline of Mariah teaching Gordland how to like be a drag queen, or like, you can become my drag daughter, and I think that was really cute. I do think that was really smart. It's just the fact that with this episode being judged as individuals, playing the double act of the straight man and the fool can hinder the person playing the straight man.
Yeah. Did y'all catch Godlin in her confessional when she basically just said, no matter what I do, RuPaul will not put me in the bottom?
Yes.
She basically said something like that. She's like, but basically RuPaul loves me. I can't do anything wrong.
Yes.
Yep.
Which is rightfully so, which is a fact.
Gordon basically said, fuck Georges and fuck Lydia, I'm RuPaul's new favorite.
Yeah, I'm RuPaul's favorite this season. There's no way he's gonna be in bottom. So I don't need to worry about it. about this challenge or how I'm going to do about this challenge. I'm not going to put it in the bottom. And then I don't know. Well, Mariah. Okay, the funniest thing about while they were getting ready is, I guess towards the end, right before they were going to go to the runway, Mariah asking or stating that next week is a semifinals, and the entire time she had one eye half open in makeup. She's leaning back. She's like, "Hey guys,
can you do that one eye thing?" That one eye thing. I was just like, "Oh
yeah, the one eye thing." It's hilarious.
Yeah, like I do want to note when they were like preparing with Jade, I was just like, "Oh, this is interesting on how they're approaching it," because some jokes they didn't even use like in the actual challenge. I was just like, "Huh."
Here's the thing: they probably did, but they don't want to like re-show jokes, and the sets were probably longer than what we saw. And I also love Jade going in there and like really like hyping up these queens, and like she didn't sit there being like, "That was bad, don't do it." She was like, "Okay, we can work with this. How could this work? What's the punchline?" And she really tried to help these queens, which I really loved, because you could really see them take on her advice, and I feel like she was a great impact for this episode. And then also just like one of my favorite quotes, and then Jade just saying trauma plus time equals comedy, which is accurate.
Yep.
And then also just Naomi randomly saying, I need an X-ray to find my funny bone.
Naomi's hilarious.
That was
Jade was very, very helpful. You're right. She was very helpful to everybody. She was able to, I guess, find or figure out which route each group should take with their comedy and what the dynamic is between the girls in each group. So I think without her helping them out, this episode would not be as hilarious as it was, or it would be a much worse episode, I should say.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite parts of it was when they were getting ready with Kate and Fontana. Obviously, they always and I'm glad that they talked about this, is like, of course, when it comes to like trauma and comedy, like especially with Fontana being like having severe anxiety. So like, and I was like, I cannot wait to see how this turns out. So so we get so we get the order. So Mariah, like they were basically saying what was it? They were trying to like see who wanted which. And the order ended up being Zahira and Naomi, Godlin, Mariah, and Kate and Fontana. So.
And also we have a very obvious foreshadowing of basically every single queen, apart from Zahira and Naomi, saying in confessional that Zahira and Naomi going first was not a good idea. In very, very obvious foreshadowing. You basically had Kate saying, "You've got to warm up the audience. Going first isn't my ideal choice." And then you also have like Mariah and Gordland both basically saying the exact same thing. And you were like, okay, they're not going to do well. This will be fun.
To be fair, though, I think if I was them, first of all, I would go first if this was not one of my strengths, because Zahira was right. I don't have to sit there and look and wait until Kate goes up and see how great she is, and I would just screw my head over. I don't know. I think for those two, Zahira and Naomi, I don't know. I think the first place or the first spot is the best spot for them, knowing they're not as good as Kate and Fontana team.
All right. If there's not anything else for the workroom, shall we get to the runway?
Also, just Kate suggesting that there's a lot to do with Gravy and ABBA.
The two genders, Gravy and ABBA.
Gravy and ABBA.
Which one are you? Gravy or ABBA?
I'll be both.
I don't know. Oh God.
I don't even know how to categorize that.
Here's the thing: my Britishness is saying gravy, but I'm probably ABBA.
I don't even understand this.
Neither do I.
But
it's like the great question of water, fire, and hula hoop.
You know, Tia Coffee.
Tia Coffee or Chaka Khan.
There we go.
Okay, let's get into this runway. All right. Before we get into the challenge, we don't have the judges' pictures, but Lucy Punch is here. Okay, so at first I didn't know the name, but when I actually looked at her work, I actually did know a bit of what she did. So she did Ella Enchanted, Jennifer Schmucks, and this is what I was familiar with. And then she also, for TV, she also did, she was also Bad Teacher. And then for TV, she was a New Girl for 2 episodes. She was in Series of Unfortunate Events, The Connors, Gossip Girl, the 2021 reboot. And then most recently, and they referenced it, Amanda Land.
She brought some really fun energy to the panel, and she was dressed like how a classic female guest judge dresses. Let me wear something sparkly.
Mm-hmm.
I love most that she was so invested in what's going on stage. She was leaning forward. She was commenting. She was really enjoying the show, and I appreciate it when it's obvious that the guest judge is really invested in the show, because sometimes you can tell that the guest judge is like, I'm just here for the gig. I'm just here for the pay. But she was thoroughly a fan of Drag Race.
Oh yeah, she thoroughly enjoyed it. So
and I love that. And then we have Michelle sitting there like a haunted Victorian child. Because that's what that look was.
Yep.
Because she had pigtails, a black dress, and a white ruff around the neckline of the dress. So it was like haunted Victorian child. Good to know.
My favorite part of the judges' banter: a judge, a white rapper, and a bimbo from New Jersey walk into a bar. Bartender goes, "Welcome back, Michelle."
Okay.
It's funny because I was just like, wait, I was like, where is this going? I was like, oh wait, all of this is referring to Michelle. So, but yeah, all right, let's get into these comedy challenges. So first up, we had Zahira and Naomi. All right, RuPert, why don't we go first? How did you feel about this?
So Zahira said, welcome to RuPaul's Cringe Festival. Full stop. Yep. It was.
It was.
For two people who weren't that confident in this challenge, they did their best. I just feel like there were a lot of missed opportunities. Don't do a fisting joke. Not with this type of crowd. And not on the BBC. No.
Ma'am. Ma'am.
And then my biggest problem is like, I found this such an obvious joke. It was like, you have a box of material. Why don't you pull out the first thing and it is a big wedge of fabric?
Exactly.
I was like, and here is my material, and it's fabric. Like, there was just like, they really tried. They're like, it's gonna be a great show. We got some great jokes coming. That got cute. That was cute, but then it slowly got more.
It was beating the dead horse there.
Yeah.
I thought there were, like what you said, Rupert, there were a lot of jokes there. They could have worked on so many things. But yes, I was thinking the same thing about the material. You have a box of materials there, and they could have played it off as Zahira's the smart one and Naomi's the dumb one. Zahira would be like, I thought you brought the material. And Naomi says, I did bring the material, and then pulls out material of clothing. So stuff like there was not enough differentiator or dynamic there with the two, I thought, compared to all the other teams. And yes, no, the jokes were there, especially with Zahira. She had I can't I didn't write down exact punchlines, but I think they were there. It's just she didn't deliver them well.
Mhm.
And that was my biggest issue with her is the jokes were there. If she only just delivered them correctly, it would have at least landed her safely.
Mhm. Yeah, the biggest thing was delivery and also build up, because like when you saw like how they were building up their comedy act, because they were saying like, oh wait, where's the materials? So and then they see the box materials, they're like, wait, it was there the entire time. So like what they could have done was
Like that in itself was funny.
yeah, because like the I guess the stand-in comedy of the fact that the box materials was there, I was just like, oh, okay. And then like the only joke they really had was like the opener, I barely know her. I'm just like, oh god. Like it was funny, but at the same time I was just like, really? Really?
That's a dad joke that you hear like 30 times and you're like, it was funny the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we let it die?
And then Naomi kept repeating, we're gonna have a great show for you, like maybe like 3 times.
I did enjoy that though. To me, that was the funniest part of it all. Was they both kept continuously saying, "Oh, but the jokes are coming," or "The show is about to get started." I found that the best part of their skit. But I just, again, I wish the delivery and the build-up was executed better.
Yeah. I mean, it did get a little better with Godlin and Mariah.
I enjoyed Gordland and Mariah. Between the other two teams, they were safe compared to both of them. Here's the thing: when you have Gordland, who is so crazy and so insane and like so quite difficult to work with, Mariah did like the best she could do. Like this really reminded me of Alaska and Alyssa's stand-up routine on All Stars 2. When you have the one queen who like sets up the joke, and then you have the other queen who delivers the punchline, that works. Like it's the straight man and the fool, and that works really well. Also, Mariah can split.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gordon saying like medic afterwards was really funny. Also, like Mariah at the end, like picking up Gordland and Gordon like taking something and sticking it to her back that says like
dumb bitch
on it. It was really funny.
I missed that.
Like yeah, like I wrote that down. I was just like putting dumb bitch on the back. I was like, period.
There was some really fun. There were some really good moments. It just sucked that for Mariah that they didn't judge it in teams, because like she wrote most of the set and she prepared all of this, but because the fact that she set it up that Gordland said all of the punchlines, it unfortunately left her not being as funny.
No, I agree. That is unfortunate for Mariah. I didn't think she did that bad though. I thought she was entertaining as well. I did think that this was a great setup for their duo, where Mariah is the one that's more grounded and someone who would keep Godlin's craziness grounded. I think this pairing was perfect. If there was something that I would wish that Mariah did a little bit better, was the physical comedy of it all. Because I agree that after getting up from the split, would have been a lot funnier if she played it off even more, or her wig getting stuck to her face. If she played that up even more, that would have been hilarious.
If she got up and then like complained about her back or something, or complained about, oh, I shouldn't do this, oh, I shouldn't have done that at my age, like I just like a couple jokes like that would have really helped.
Few quips here and there with her physical comedy, or her being old and making fun of herself. That would have been a lot funnier. But overall, I don't think it was that bad.
Yeah, Mariah, to me, like again, like when she set everything up, like that's like the content there. Like I'm not sure why they were judging it individually to the where like she wasn't funny, but the way she set everything up made it funny. So like
I agree.
I mean, we'll talk about it later, like when the judging goes on, like when they actually judged it. I was like, I feel like her runway like landed her in the bottom for that reason.
Yeah.
Sadly, and we'll talk about that later, and also on Look Over Here, but also, like to me, like if they like, I do agree with you, RuPert. If they judge this in teams, like they were very safe, in my opinion. So, but I will say, Godlin, like, like the dumb bitch, like repeating under the bus so many times. I was just like, damn, like, and the way that she delivered that was hilarious. I was like, yes.
And then also like the classic like drag mother. You mean more like drag grandmother?
Uh-huh.
Which is like an overused joke, but it did work for this context.
It did work.
I really am just glad that it was Mariah standing next to Godlin in this team, because if it was, say, Godlin and Fontana or Zahira or even Naomi, I feel like she would just be off the chains. So Mariah grounding her was the best pick for this team.
Yeah, it did like remind me of like the TED Talk challenge in season 16, where you have like Nymphia being absolute madness, and then you have Saphira and then both Morphine also just trying to kind of like calm down. We're gonna put you back in your cage now. You've been a bit too yappy. You need to calm down.
Yeah, you're a bit too yappy. Also, I have to mention, because this Godlin wig, it's a fuck ass pop.
It is a fuck ass pop.
And I'm obsessed. Like for a moment, I thought Mariah also had like a fuck ass pop with this like fringe tinsel wig. But at the same time, I was like, it's not a bob. It's still like a regular length wig, which I need to know how that actually feels, because like it has to feel uncomfortable. But yeah, all right. And
Godlin, comment below.
Yes.
Or Mariah, because she's wearing the
tinsel fringe. Yep. All right, and then last but not least, Kate Butch and Fontana.
Kate Butch stan here, but Kate over the top Kate Butch stan here, as everyone knows. But this was best of the week. If this was, honestly, I could have seen this being a double win, because they played off each other so well. I mean, Kate starting off the whole thing saying Mariah did really well working with that 5-year-old killed me.
The first joke.
And like Kate playing into her like roast, because Kate is really funny, but she also does have like she would just be incredible in a roast as well, and using some of those roasty jokes. The star signs joke of like Fontana's a Gemini, so she has two faces, one that she was born with and one that she paid for. And then Kate is a Leo, so that means she's a total countries. And just doing that was incredible. Yes, it is correct that Britain colonized the world for spices and didn't use a single one.
That killed me.
And then the translation. This was just overall incredible. You can see this is just a lot of Kate's comedy. And so you can see why Kate won the solo, because this is just Kate's comedy 1,000%. And then Fontana playing into it. This just works so well. They work so well as a duo as well. And like finding things that they are similar with them both being like non-binary icons just worked really well. Well, not anymore, because Fontana has come out as a trans woman, which we love.
Which I love, yes.
When they announced that the challenge was a comedy challenge, okay, why do we have to pretend that Kate Bush is not going to win this challenge? All throughout the episode, they were saying, I don't know, there's some confessionals or whatever where they're making it seem like Kate might not win because she's paired up with somebody and it's not just her. Come on. We all know this is going to be a Kate Butch challenge win. But that said, this is correct to where she did fantastic with Fontana. The delivery of the jokes were there, punchlines were there. I would say though, I don't think Fontana was quite up there with Kate, only because I wrote this down earlier. I thought that Fontana was funny and she did deliver her jokes fine. She had funny punchlines, but I felt like she sped through her jokes. But Brandon, you mentioned earlier that, and something I totally forgot, that she had major anxiety. So that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
So I totally get why she was I get now that why she was very fast with her delivery of her jokes. But because of that, it wasn't as effective as Kate looking more comfortable on stage delivering her jokes. But Fontana, to me, is second best out of everybody.
Yeah. The thing with that too, and I kind of deal with this in a way as well, like not as like anxiety much, but like just like the overall anxious feeling, where it's just like you feel like you're anxious, like about to prepare, but once you actually do the thing, you're actually like comfortable, which I felt like she felt very more comfortable. And I do agree, like, yes, she did rush things a little bit, but she still felt comfortable doing it. So like I'm gonna give her props to that. Now the bucket. The bucket
came on exactly when it needed to. I feel like if the bucket had been on stage longer, it wouldn't have worked as well.
I love that it was a bejeweled bucket.
Yeah, the bejeweled bucket. Like, no joke. Like, the way that she stood on there at the very end.
And then Kate saying, "You're finally on my level.
You're finally on my level." And then leaves, and then be like, "Hey, get me down here."
I just realized that they're literally about the same level, height-wise.
Height when Fontana is standing on the bucket.
Right. Yep. Yeah.
Because that's this shot is just like Fontana is standing on the bucket.
Right. That is hilarious.
Also the last joke being like, goodbye from Fontana, the Swedish Kylie Jenner, and bye from Kate Butch, the British bulldog.
Yep. Yep. Also, I love that these matching like ginger wigs, because this is so like it's so good on them. Like,
yeah. And it's another like funny thing saying like it's not the only thing we have in common is we're both gingers. And my carpet does match her curtains.
Again, just comedy timing, delivery, just everything.
I'm convinced that some of those like quick jokes that Kate did say during the performance was off the cuff and was not written down during rehearsal.
Well, she didn't have any notes with her, so
no.
Well, no, I mean, like, she didn't prepare those at all coming to the stage. I felt like that just came up.
Yes, it did. Like, it gives very like Bianca Del Rio timing. Like, who would have thought we would reference Bianca Del Rio twice in the coverage of this? Because like I don't know if you remember last week with Mariah's Runway.
Oh yeah, the fact that it was airbrushed by Bianca Del Rio.
I'm just like, who knew? And then the timing of what Kate did in this challenge, like gave very Bianca Del Rio. Like the quick timing, like the wittiness, everything.
I wish I was there for last week's look over here, because I was surprised it wasn't a boat neck iceberg.
Oh my god!
Exactly. All right. Oh, I keep messing this up.
One. Keep it.
I keep messing that up. Jeez. Okay. Anyways. Oh my god. Okay. All right. So we're gonna talk about the looks on look over here, but I just need to know, who was your highlight and why was it Kate Butch?
It's not, but RuPert, you go first.
I loved Kate. I loved Kate's runway. It was probably my second favorite next to Naomi's, but the fact that she had knitted it herself, and like Kate Butch is known for her knitwear, because because both of her confessional jumpers that she's worn, she's knitted. For DragCon 2024, she wore an entire knit gown that she knitted herself. Like, she's known for her knitwear, and like wearing this knit gown and the thread coming off as the skirt, and then the thread coming off to reveal this hideous bikini, and the fact that she got a hat. It was a great runway. My second favorite was probably my favorite though was Naomi's, because the white swan to black swan was really well done. Great.
Well, Kate's knit look was definitely top 3 for me. While she was going down the runway, or when she stepped into the runway, and that bottom part of the skirt fell off, and then she started walking down the runway, I'm like, is that it? That can't be it, right? And then she walked backwards, or she walked back to the entrance of the stage, and then the rest unraveled, and I thought, okay, this made up for it. This is hilarious. The ugliest knitted swimsuit reveal was hilarious. Second favorite definitely was Godland. Also, the way she revealed it, I'm like, where the hell did that mask go? That mask disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
I even replayed it twice. I'm like, I don't know where it went. But yes, number 1 has to be my girl Naomi. There was just it was just by far 5 steps above, for me, everybody else's looks. Also how she performed the reveal was spectacular, and then that the black tears coming out at the end, cherry on top. So that was definitely my number 1.
I feel like I know how she did the black tears, like probably having like a tube behind her neck and then split with it going like behind on her ears, and then like the feathers like covering it, and so it like sits right here. That was probably how it was done, but like it was really cool. And then also having like taking it off, and then like the feathers sort of like almost like growing up here.
Yeah. Oh. Great job, Naomi.
Yeah,
that look saved her.
Mm-hmm. It did. So we get into judging, and plot twist. Chippy Tea is off the menu. You know what I think happened, and I feel like this is the lore behind it. I think the Golden Beaver ate Chippy Tea.
Is this the regular Golden Beaver or the All-Stars Golden Beaver?
Yes.
The Golden Beaver had a Chippy Tea.
Because remember, the Golden Beaver idea was started with Canada, and then UK took it.
Mm-hmm.
So
I feel like ending the Chippy Tea here makes sense, because Canada versus the World kept it for all up until the final 5 episode, and doing it all through that, like having like half of the queens but in the bottom 3 was was slightly crazy. And then it was especially crazy when they did the final 5 on versus Canada versus the World, when you have literally like 1 winner, 1 high, the rest could be up for elimination.
Exactly. So
I feel like ending it here makes the most sense.
Ending it at 6 actually makes sense. So
I'm glad they did.
Yeah, like I'm not mad at this, because obviously if they did it at 5, it was obviously like you said, like, I mean, this also could have been a situation where if you're not in the top, you're in the bottom, in a way, which I was like, I'm glad they didn't do. So and obviously
imagine 4 people lip syncing to Rasputin.
No, yeah, but the queens were all gagged when they found out that it was off the menu. So I was just like, oh, so
did they really think though that the Chippy Tea would still be in play in top 6? You think
it's possible?
Is that what they did last season?
Last season, this is the first season. This is the first time Chippy Tea has been used on UK. Because otherwise it was Lipsync Your Legacy. Canada versus the World, they did it for all 5 episodes. Because it was roast battles, which is like easy to do with a 3 winners, 3 losers. And they also did it for that god awful Snatch Game, the Rusical.
Don't get me started.
Ending it here is perfect. It's good time to end a Chippy Tea.
All right, so we go back into Untucked, and I want to highlight the main part of it is, like, again, Mariah is devastated because obviously, like, she thought that she did well in her runway, which I still think it's stunning, but the runway was like, eh. And then also, like, again, I feel for her because, again, she wrote most of the material, and the fact that she is in the bottom for it, and Godland feels very bad for it because, like the fact that she's rewarded for her funny, but then Mariah doesn't get rewarded for the material. I'm just like, oh.
And the fact that Mariah ends up in the bottom two, even the fact that she wrote most of that material as well, it just kind of sucks. And then also,
go ahead.
No, you go, because I was going to make a different point.
Oh no, it's not about Mariah, but go ahead. So.
Oh, I was no. And then you just have Naomi being slightly delusional or slightly unsure about where she stands in the critiques, because everyone like heard positives from her, and Naomi was like, well, what did you guys think? Because I honestly don't know. And here's the thing, I didn't know about Naomi, but I feel like she could have been in the bottom, but the runway did save her.
That's what I was going to bring up. Is again, well, when Naomi voiced that out, Mariah got to them about it, and I'm like, again, here we go, picking on Naomi. She was just asking because she does not know where she stands, because it is confusing.
I mean, in the judging, I had in my mind, I really thought that like yes, like we had it was clear who was in the top and who was in the bottom for me. But I do agree with Naomi in a way where it's just like, I don't know where I stand, because like, yes, like I did have like some good critiques, but I don't know where I stand in that point. So, which makes sense.
Right. And then Mariah saying, I'm not going to stroke your ego. Yeah. And that's not what Naomi wanted. That's not at all where she was coming from. She genuinely was confused. So again, my point, like I said earlier, I feel like they're picking on Naomi. What is it about Naomi?
All right. So we get into results. So our top three is Fontana, Godlin, and Kate Butch. And then with the winner, to no surprise, Kate Butch. Very happy. Very happy about this.
Deserved win. She did really well this episode, and like she could have been partnered with anyone, and she probably still would have won.
Yeah. So
I just like imagine the chaos of like Kate trying to work with Gordland. Like her trying to
she can make it happen.
Yeah. She probably would have made it work anyway.
I know. Honestly, I feel like if that were to happen, like, okay, in my honest opinion, if Godlin and Kate and then they judge individually, I feel like Godlin would just be safe. I don't know if she would like be in the bottom. Like, I don't think she would be in the bottom, but she would just be like a regular, like if they judged it by safe. But obviously, that would still be a winning group. So, no, I did agree with the fact that it was Fontana, Godlin, and Kate, because it was like, yeah, they knew what they were, like they knew what they were doing. And then obviously, our bottom three, Zahira, Naomi, and Mariah.
Also, I'm gagged that Naomi didn't change for the lip sync.
I know.
She would have lip synced in the black swan dress if she was up for elimination.
Yeah,
which
like
is just kind of crazy.
And considering the song, I'm just like, oh lord. So ultimately, Naomi was called safe, so we do get a bottom two of Zahira and Mariah.
Okay, they've been playing this up all season long.
Yeah,
with the lip sync between Mariah and the president of her fan club.
Exactly.
This is the storyline between these two all season long.
And who would have thought Rasputin by Boney M would be the lip sync song they would lip sync against each other too?
Can I be honest? This lip sync was actually I actually kind of like this lip sync.
No, I liked it. I liked it, but this song choice.
It was wild.
I will say Mariah's outfit was one of the best things I've ever seen her wear.
Yes, thank you.
Amazing.
She looked so good. And weirdly, why did this like gold gown work? Like when she went into like that lunge and like showing the hip, it just worked. Like her in this gold gown for some reason just worked. And then unfortunately Zahara, I feel like made two big. There was like one bad moment where she did a death drop and then like her wig. She tried like sort out
dip,
her wig,
and then the wig almost flew off.
I thought there was a wig reveal. When I saw her standing before she even lip synced, I thought that was a wig reveal. That's why she was wearing that wig, but I guess apparently not.
I thought so too. Because I thought it was like some pixie cut into a mullet.
Yeah.
But
I think it was just the mullet because I think he was trying to play up a more like masculine character. That's why she took like random like bra cups and put it in her.
Oh yeah, the padded muscles. I was like that was a nice touch. So
that was really cute. And then
like weird moments.
And then another moment that Zahara did that I feel like really emphasized Mariah more was like when Zahara like dragged Mariah across the stage. And Mariah looked incredible, but like Zahara was trying to make it a moment about her, but like you're dragging someone else.
Right, it didn't work out.
No. And then like climbing on top of Mariah was a bit.
Oh,
come on. Yeah, right. She made choices that were just
choices that didn't work, unfortunately.
It was borderline kind of desperate almost. Those moments were out of desperation. You can see that it was desperation out of her eyes, making those choices. But yeah, no, when she dragged Mariah, I thought drag was a non-contact sport.
Thank you. I was just like, there's contact here, and I was just like, oh Lord,
and what is happening? But Mariah went with it, and she looked amazing being dragged in that golden outfit across the stage.
Now I do need to call her out on this. In the beginning, a little bit, Mariah didn't know her words a little. I kind of clocked it a little bit.
But like, here's the thing: like, if you don't, here's the thing: she masked the fact that she didn't know the words completely by like just selling herself in the song.
Yeah, which like, wasn't which wasn't bad. So, like, she sold it, like her face and everything. I was just like, even with that dress, I was like, yes.
The fact that the only 2 lip syncs Mariah has done so far has been to Meeting in the Ladies' Room against Delta and to Rasputin against Zahara is just kind of crazy. This is the first lip sync she's ever won as well.
Coming into the lip sync though between Mariah and Zahara, it's like I feel like as viewers we all can kind of tell what's going to happen here and who's going to go home and who's going to stay.
Especially no matter the fact that we're going into a semi-final and we've got Mariah who's been doing well and has a challenge win, and then you have Zahara who has been playing a prophylactic for
and is only the US season.
Yeah. And to add to the Mariah Balenciaga encyclopedia, this is her first lip sync win, which means Zahara's gone. Nah.
I applaud Zahara though. This has been a fantastic season for her compared to her original season 6, right? Yeah, 6.
Season 6.
There definitely was a lot of growth, both in the runway, in her performance, her attitude. Coming into the season, I was not really paying attention to Zahara much. But as the season went on, I'm like, she actually is fantastic. Like the challenge last episode, the silent film. I'm like, actually, she should not have been in the bottom.
Correct.
She was actually one of the funniest ones to me. But yeah, so now, big props to Zahara. I am a fan of yours, and so sad that you're gone.
Yeah. On UK 6, Zahara unfortunately was probably the queen who didn't get the most amount of stuff surrounded her because she was like the third out, unfortunately, and then she was the third out who went in 10th place. So there was still a lot of queens and a lot of big personalities on UK 6. But I feel like in this season she was really able to shine. She was really able to show how much her drag had evolved, especially in such a short time, in probably like less than a year in between seasons, which is kind of crazy. She was able to really show what she was capable of, and really sad that she's gone because because I do love her. I met her at the last DragCon UK, and she was absolutely insane. And she is just such a lovely and incredible queen. So it is very sad that she has gone, but she did have a really good run this season.
The last Filipina standing, and unfortunately, all 3 Filipinas did not make it through.
She made it pretty damn far, though.
Yeah.
RuPaul's love of Filipinas can only go so far as Marina.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
So normally I would do a draft update, but I'm not sure if it's updated yet. And usually Logan does it, but it's just surprising that we had an upward trajectory, and then now it's like, okay, where is this going now? So,
well, I'll tell you, I'm out of the race, so I'm
Yeah.
definitely gone out of the draft. So I'm not winning at all.
And we are going into our semi-final challenge, which is an Olympic-themed makeover, having Team GB Olympians, which I love this. I love the fact that you have
I'm so excited.
You have Greg Rutherford, who is an Olympic gold medalist and who has an MBE, who you see like walking around the workroom, like learning to tuck in as a bra, which is insane. Like,
I cannot
a
believe
British
that was
long
the
jump
preview.
champion dressed like that.
I know.
And
I
he's
cannot
already-
believe that was a preview.
And
Yeah,
this will
who do
also be a really interesting challenge next week, because we have 2 queens who originally won this challenge, being Fontana and Gordland. And this is also the challenge that sent Kate home, and Mariah and Naomi have both never done this challenge.
That's what I was gonna say. Is who do y'all think would succeed or not do so well? And I'm thinking that Kate for not doing so well.
I mean, I have a feeling Kate's gonna get a redemption.
Yeah.
No matter what, though, Kate's gonna be safe, even if she does terribly.
No, but I feel like she's gonna get a redemption because of the fact that she got sent home from the makeover. Like, I feel like at this point of the season, like if she got sent home with that would be a shocker. So
yeah, I feel like she'll get some sort of redemption, and then I feel like this could be a really good challenge to see Fontana in the top again, because she won the first episode and then has been kind of struggling up to this point, and then she did so well on her Sweden makeover doing like the twins from The Shining. And so I feel like she's going to do something crazy. Gordland will probably be insane again.
Naomi's the only one who has no challenge win, right?
Yes.
No. Yeah, correct.
She's placed in the top quite a lot. But like, it will be a make or break episode. Like, she will either win or go home.
Yeah, I'm trying to think now, like, of these, like, because like I don't think I'm familiar with some of these Olympians other than Greg, obviously, but like as of everyone else, I'm just like, oh, this is gonna be interesting. So I'm curious, like, of the Olympic breakdown we're gonna get, because obviously it's probably gonna be majority summer, but I feel like there might be some winter representation as well.
Yeah, where's Tom Daly, Drag Race UK?
Well,
remember, he was a guest judge last season.
He was a guest judge last season, and I feel like he would. Here's the thing: if they could have gotten him, he would have been shown in the preview.
Yeah, he would have been like the main athlete as to the preview.
Yes,
but hey, we got Greg. So all right. So that was this week's episode. Let us know your thoughts on what you thought on how you found this episode. Please make sure to like and subscribe on the way out. Make sure to get your merch at laundrygradation.etsy.com. Again, link in description and where Jonathan's head is at. And we're gonna get on out of here. So cheers. So Zahira.
Zahira.